Right, we're out here tonight. You can hear the cicadas, unfortunately. But on the 4th of July, they do tend to sit out anyway. And believe it or not, it's one of the best nights for UAP spotting.
We believe.
We believe.
It's our tradition.
Yeah, it's been a tradition for, 15 years somewhere.
Easily.
And we do see some strange things. We saw a helicopter with its beam.
With the searchlight.
So it's like going
upwards.
Not down.
And not only us, a neighbor of ours at a different location said that crowd also saw it.
Yeah. And we've had, what's them things called? Chinese lantern, which came down the street towards me, got to the crossroads and took a right like it was a car and at the same speeds and at the same level. And I wasn't drinking anything, so I mean, that's an incredible sight.
Yeah, that was wild. Unfortunately, I didn't see it. I was in the house.
Yeah, we once went out and the both of us saw that red orb thing going along the river.
Mm-hmm.
That was on the 4th of July. So we do see some strange things, and it seems like the daftest time to come out and try and see something.
My theory is that they're coming down to see what we're blowing up. But then they're sure they know there's a pattern to it. So maybe they just come down and they enjoy it.
Or maybe that's the other side, yeah, they may.
Or see if they just start using nuclear weapons to celebrate the 4th, you know.
Right, yeah. If we see anything tonight, of course we'll put the footage in this. But otherwise it's a total talk about various things.
yeah, as turtle talks tend to be.
Well, they go off in different directions, but I suppose we're here to accompany you if you're studying or relaxing, as I say on my Black Screen Tales.
Mm-hmm.
Tell you what I saw today that caught my eye, and we'll be going in the next episode of that.
What's that?
The Uneasy Chair. Have you ever heard of this?
Unless all I'm thinking is that one cursed chair they had to put up on the wall because of anybody sat in it that died.
What this is very, very fascinating. There's a guy called Charles Rolfe, and I believe it's ROHLS or something, Rolfe's.
Oh, okay.
His stuff, he used to make wooden furniture, 1890 to 1911.
Mm-hmm.
And this was on the Flash of Beauty channel, and it's a very different video for them. And what it was he used to make this great stuff, and his stuff goes for between $150,000 and $250,000.
Goodness.
Yeah. What's happened is, a guy was gifted a chair from his great uncle, I think, or something, which is one of his chairs, but it's nothing like the regular type the guy would make. It's very, very strange. The back of it is phallic, shall we say.
Uh-huh.
That shape.
Sure.
The seat itself is 45 degrees off, so that your legs have to spread, right, when you're sitting in it. And then the arms are wide as well. And people think it was for people to unalive unborn children, you see what?
Oh, sure.
They're thinking that was what it's for, but also maybe for all the ritualistic uses and the rest. The thing is, it does have wear on the seat itself.
Do you?
And so it has been well used. People just don't know what for. Now what they did was, they took it to a castle where it came out of originally.
What era did this wooden maker?
1890 to 1911.
Oh my gosh.
And so...
That's barbaric.
Yeah, well, we don't know. Nobody knows what it actually was for, but that's the thought. So they took it to this castle, and a psychic got her impression. And her impressions were something similar. Now, she did know about the chair. She did know there had been such a thing in the castle, although she'd not seen it, obviously, because...
Had she heard of it before, or was she getting impressions that she knew about this chair?
Well, my impression from the video was a bit of both.
Okay.
So she knew a little bit about it, but she came out with a lot of information that those that knew a lot more about it were nodding their head to and saying, oh, that's right, oh, that's it, oh, really, yes, that makes sense, that kind of thing.
Evidence that the police withhold to keep away from...
I think, yeah, she seems to be quite good. She's getting a lot of pains in the sort of lower stomach and this kind of thing, and she was linking things to that. But the Uneasy Chair, now apparently, you know, it has something to it. It's a lot like the Robert the Doll or whatever, you know, the famous haunted dolls. But it's...
Well, if it's used for the purpose you mentioned earlier, yes, there's going to be energy dumped on there.
Oh, certainly.
Big time.
So that's why that's caught my eye this week. It only been uploaded 30 minutes when I saw it today. And I thought, oh yeah, I'll have a listen to this one. Oh, watch this.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear you tell more about that.
Yeah.
That is interesting for that channel, because don't they stick to Bigfoot or?
Normally you don't see the hosts. Normally they just let the person, a bit like Vin Wiki, if people have ever seen that channel, the person just talks, the interviewer, you don't hear.
Mm-hmm.
And so you normally, they're sat in a chair just chatting away. But this was very different. This was 2 or 3 and then 5 other people.
I'm thinking Aleister Crowley was doing his stuff around then, wasn't he?
Yes, roughly.
That sounds like something he would commission.
Maybe influenced. Some folks were saying in the comments, there were about 5 comments already on it after half an hour, and someone was saying that, well, that's so off the way that Rolf used to do his designs that must be a copy and a fake. Like, not really, not if it wasn't going to be this ornate chair that was going to, be worth a lot of money and cost a lot to make, but purely functional. So I suppose another way of looking at it is, was this guy in a society of any type? What kind of friends did he have? People could research that side. At least clear his name, maybe, of it.
I'm taking this from a feminist point of view.
Mm-hmm.
If that is what that chair was used for, to have a phallic representation, something you have to lean back on while this is taking, it's like it's just putting all this weight of shame and sin on us, and which is so unnecessary, but was de rigueur at the time,
Unexpected way it should be.
Can you understand how I'm perceiving that?
Almost certainly. But like you say, different time, different place. And maybe, unfortunately, the winning were to expect that kind of treatment too. At least it's the thing done in their mind, if that's what it was needed for.
And certainly when you say ritualistic, Aleister Crowley came to mind.
Yeah. Good point, yeah.
And was he English?
No, American.
He was American.
American, I believe. Oh, yeah, right. Syracuse, the psychic said, and he was from New York, yeah.
Okay. Fascinating. Yeah, I hope we can find that little TV.
Yeah, certainly for ITC, yes.
For do that ITC experiment. I've not seen anybody try that.
No, well, you see, I think half the problem is that CRTs, cathode ray tube televisions, actually went out of use, and so it's much, much more difficult. And this experiment is a CRT television with a camera pointed at it.
Like an old VHS camera?
Yeah, any. And it's in the frames. You press pause, and then you may see people and things. It sounds like it's all going to be paranormal.
Feedback loop by hooking you point the camera at the screen of the TV.
Yeah.
So that you get like an infinity mirror effect.
That's right, and it's plugged into the TV.
Mm-hmm. And then you can record what your TV is showing, so you can.
Well, around 2006 or 7, we did this, and we got very, very clear images through it. And I wish I could find those. Very, very clear images through it. And I wish I could find those. Very, very clear images through it. And I wish I could find those. Very, very clear images through it. And I wish I could find those. Carl Jung was one, wasn't he? No, Floyd, I'm sorry. Floyd was definitely one of them.
Woman sitting in a chair with a man standing behind her?
Yes, remember that one? I mean, I've got to try and find these somewhere. They were great. They weren't to me just pareidolia. The one that I also really remember was at the flat in Northwich before I met you.
Uh-huh.
And I tried it out. And I could clearly see, and this is the point of it, I could clearly see a graveyard. And there was graves in there, and the camera, as it were, was moving around much more like a drone nowadays, in the way it was moving. And I saw that for about, good 10 seconds on the screen. Of course, I didn't record it. I don't know if I'd had a week.
You know what I just realized? This was Ghost Tube Seer back in 2005.
Yeah, the original, in a way.
Yeah.
Yes, ITC with a proper ITC, instrument transcommunication.
Yeah. But I was interested too because I remember back in the day you said that can't be used with a digital television. But Keith, I saw a video that Keith did on ITC Bridge.
Right. Yes, the owner.
Yes. Where he said he used a digital television to get images.
So, if you can find that post again and see how he did it.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a post; it was a video. So I'll have to go to the site. I didn't dig too much into the site. I just kind of looked and saw that it was still up.
It is still up because I thought he closed that down.
Well,
I remember he emailed me about starting up something, and I didn't take it any further.
like I said, it was there. I didn't look at it to see how old it was in.
Right. Okay.
You know?
Yeah. I thought you'd have to do a way back machine.
No.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, it'd be fascinating to see how Keith did that.
Yeah.
He's a very nice fella as well.
Yeah.
Good
That was
forum
another
host.
one you could talk to back when you had a few subscribers.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, it's sort of story of us, isn't it?
Yeah, think of how many that we've been the OGs on.
Well,
Amy's Crypt,
yeah.
Ghost Theory,
Yeah.
Ghost Tube,
Well, that was the point, wasn't it? We like to jump into channels
Brothers.
that looks good,
Yeah.
and as you said, when they were small channels, you'd get good conversations going because, well, what else are they doing, kind of thing, almost.
Yeah.
They had the time, in other words, to reply to the people that were subscribed.
Which we will.
Yeah. Not that we might get as big as those fellas, but the thing is, the ones that we've watched, we have been lucky. Yes, Amy's Crypt was from a long time back.
Yeah. Yeah.
When
When
when Jared was,
Thailand and
Jared was just a photographer, a
Thailand.
cameraman.
That was so funny. And then as we're watching your series, all of a sudden she says, "My husband Jared," and we both
We're going,
each
what?
other like,
When did that happen?
yeah, that's funny.
Another one a little bit like that before, spooky. If she got, just some amazing evidence of some type, or she collabed with the right people and they got evidence, and that would catapult her as well because she's got a great character.
And
In fact,
again, she's honest.
I noticed your comment on the video I put up today, where you said, "Oh, what is that perfume you got? It's really nice," or whatever. That's one of her kind of lines.
Oh, I like she, and I don't copy her. I mean, I'm being genuine when I'm putting this stuff up, but she used to be really cute, and she'd say, "Hey, you, yeah, I see you. You haven't subscribed yet, have you? Now you just go ahead and press that button."
A bit like you, that's listening to us now. They don't fourth wall it.
Yeah, really.
Speaking of fourth wall, we're going to have to do that experiment again with the Devil's Box, aren't
Yes, tomorrow.
we? Yeah.
I want to set that up.
We'll put this recorder in there because, obviously, I mean, listen to the cicadas and whatnot. It gets up everything. Whereas that was the problem with the lavalier, was it needs a certain volume to even switch on, so they got a complete blank. Nothing could be boosted or anything. There was nothing there. That reminds me of what are those trees called? Those Native American ones.
Trees?
Yeah, the trees, the bent trees. They're 90 foot.
Oh, the marker trees.
Marker trees.
Yeah.
Yeah, we seem to have found one on our property, and then there's another one just up the road.
On our neighbour's property.
And I want to get a picture of that too. But yes, what it was for Native Americans about 200 years ago to navigate where they were going. And they would get a small tree, a sapling, and they would make it lean over straight, flat to the ground.
You bend at
And then bend it at 90 degrees. Yeah, and all of them are like that. Now, I think because the angles of these two are the same, if it points to the left and up, that means carry on straight ahead. I'm thinking, because both of them do that.
I'm feeling in my feels today a little bit. Because I was listening to my playlist while I was making supper, and the song Jack and Diane came on. When my brother passed away, and I was getting on the plane to head to Minnesota for his memorial, I step into the terminal, and Jack and Diane is on the intercom. In the line, "Oh yeah, life goes on, long after the thrill of living is gone." I knew that was my brother sending the message. And so don't take those things for granted.